Like being numb in this world where reality's fake. I searched for a way, found it, now I'm depressed every day. This world is a joke, I'm hopeful, but it's fading away. I searched for a while and found out that my government's foul. We're voting for what? Skull and bones are running it now and running us down the path that keeps us running around and fueling their jets, confusing us while ruling by debt. Wake up and remember the past, only the stupid forget, and gobble up lies and everything consumers could get. Believe what I'm saying, they're making children useless at best. To them it's a game, they're simply using humans for chess. I want to believe that we can break away and be free, but when telling the truth, the slaves will label you as a free.
This is 5 on 20 News with Jamain M, coming to you live from our studio in downtown Tucson. It's Thursday, December 7th. Let's talk headlines. Arizona Republicans praised the president's decision to declare Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. In separate statements, Representatives Martha McSally, Andy Biggs, Trent Franks, and Senator John McCain congratulated Trump on the decision. Trump made the declaration on Wednesday, ending decades of U.S. neutrality on the contentious city of Jerusalem, which is claimed by both Israel and Palestine. Critics say that the decision could stir up a whole new conflict in the area, in the already conflict-ridden region. Despite warnings from the world leaders, Trump said it was past time for a new approach, starting with his decision to name Jerusalem as the capital. The U.S. will also move their embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem in 6 months. Besides the U.S. and Israel, no government praised Trump's decision. British Prime Minister Theresa May said Trump's announcement was unhelpful, and French President Emmanuel Macron also condemned the decision. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said that President Trump just destroyed any possibility of a two-state solution. The U.S. embassies in Turkey, Jordan, Germany, and Britain issued security alerts urging Americans to exercise caution. The UN Security Council plans to meet on Friday to discuss the move after a request by the 15-member body. After a request by the 15-member body. President Trump looks forward to a meeting and hopes that the 15-member body is a 10 with a thin waist and pouty lips. Citizen requests have hit a new record in Arizona, as advocates say there could be even more growth. Naturalization applications jumped 48% over the past 3 years to more than 19,000 last year. This reflects a national trend, with citizenship requests raising 35% nationwide. But this has resulted in a larger backlog at immigration courts in the country. There are 13,680 cases pending in Arizona, and a typical case now takes about 8.6 months to process. This is about twice as long as it took 3 years ago. U.S. Customs said there are about 8.9 million green card holders, or lawful permanent residents, who have been in the country for the past 5 years. 5 years is the minimum amount of time needed to receive citizenship. The number of backlogged cases in Arizona doubled, raising by 109% between 2015 and 2017, the 13th largest backlog in the country. A spokesman for USCIS said the agency has begun hiring immigration service officers to fill the vacancies and is having current employees work overtime. Groups like Promise Arizona are also providing legal assistance and application help in order to get the naturalization numbers up. The Trump administration plans to add another level to the citizenship test that would have applicants capture their citizenship documents while crossing a tightrope over alligator-infested waters. And another one gropes the dust. This time, it's Arizona Republican Trent Franks, who is expected to resign after rumors of inappropriate behavior, according to the site Roll Call. Franks didn't confirm or deny the report, but said he was making a statement later in the day. It hasn't come yet. The reporter said that it's unclear exactly why Frank is stepping down, but one Arizona Republican said there had been rumors of inappropriate behavior. That unnamed Republican goes on to say that if it turns out to be true, there won't be that many people who are surprised. We're going to assume that inappropriate behavior doesn't mean speaking out of turn or making fart noises with his hand on the House floor. In case you're unfamiliar with Franks, he is one of the richest members of the House and the man who said that we need a border wall because terrorists could sneak a nuclear bomb over the border. Needless to say, Frank supported the Trump administration's border wall plans and was one of the most vociferous advocates for investigating Hillary Clinton for just about everything. "We'll miss you, Trent," said nobody. "Don't let the door grope you on the way out." Senator Al Franken announced today that he will resign from office after a series of sexual harassment allegations. Several Democrats have been calling for Franken's ouster after another group of women came forth this week to say that Franken forced himself on them. Franken said he will leave the Senate in the coming weeks. He said that serving in the Senate has been the greatest honor of my life, and that nothing he did as senator has brought dishonor on the institution. Governor Mark Dayton will assign a replacement for Franken's seat until an election is set up. An ethics committee had begun a preliminary investigation into the women's charges, which included trying to kiss and inappropriately touch them. Some of the incidents allegedly took place while Franken was in office. By Wednesday, about 2/3 of the Senate called for his resignation, including Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democratic Committee Chairman Tom Perez. Perez said that if only Franken would have asked the parents for permission, he might still be serving in the Senate. Gotta be respectful. Wildfires continue to burn in Los Angeles and Ventura counties after a blaze broke out on Wednesday morning. The wildfires have burned over 115,000 acres so far and threatened over 12,000 homes and other buildings and shut down over 4 dozen schools. So far, there have been 0 fatalities, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. The latest wildfire began in the Bel Air neighborhood of LA, which shut down part of the 405 highway. The blaze covered about 50 acres as of this morning, but is continuing to grow, according to the LA Fire Department. Fire officials are having difficulty containing the fire because of the Santa Ana winds, which are coming in with gusts of up to 70 miles per hour. As of today, the fire was 5% contained. Today, helicopters dumped water on the fire, now called the Skirball Blaze, as other aircraft were grounded because of the winds. In positive news, one of the houses currently burning is State of Fox News CEO Rupert Murdoch. So at least Mother Nature has a sense of humor. Environmental and health groups sued the Trump administration because they claim the EPA missed a key deadline to enforce an air pollution rule. The groups include Earth Justice, the Sierra Club, and the American Lung Association. They say that the Clean Air Act required the EPA to say which areas of the countries are not in compliance with the 2015 ozone rule by October 1st of this year. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt fought the rule when he was Attorney General of Oklahoma, saying that it would be expensive for states to reduce their air pollution and be compliant with the rule. In June, Pruitt tried to delay the rule, but later walked it back after he was threatened with lawsuits from the Green and Democratic parties. In November, Pruitt released a report stating that about 85% of the nation's counties met the requirement of the rule. However, he declined to reveal which areas did not meet compliance and promised to work with states on the issue. When reporters started throwing out potential counties that didn't meet the rule, Pruitt pointed to the back of the room and said, "Look over there," before fleeing to his car. Millions of dollars in U.S. funds have been spent on border equipment in Afghanistan that no longer works, according to a report by Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Construction, or SIGAR. The report states that the U.S. military purchased over $12 million worth of inspection equipment for 5 border posts to crack down on illegal drug smuggling. After operation, training, and maintenance costs, the price tag grew to over $62 million. However, the report states that the equipment now sits inoperable and unused at 4 of 5 of the locations and has not been operational for at least 2 years. As the equipment grew more useless, Afghanistan has become a haven for opium smuggling. The report states that the value of opiates produced in the country nearly doubled from 2015 to 2016. This despite the U.S. spending at least $8 billion on counter-narcotics efforts in the country. In response to the report, the Trump administration criticized wasteful spending by calling for the elimination of Special Inspector General for Afghanistan. The House passed legislation yesterday that would allow people to use permits to carry concealed handguns across state lines. As a compromise, the bill allows a boost to the background check system. Still, the legislation passed largely along party lines, with only 6 Democrats voting for the bill. 14 Republicans also voted no, including a mix of conservatives and centrists. Conservatives like Kentucky's Thomas Massie supported the concealed carry part, but wasn't crazy about the background check measure attached. Under the bill, people with permits for carrying concealed handguns can do so in any state that allows concealed weapons. Previously, people with permits could only carry if they had a government-issued photo and ID and are lawfully licensed to possess a concealed handgun. But many states, such as Arizona, don't require this type of ID. Critics such as Mark Kelly, husband of ex-Representative Gabby Giffords, said that the policy doesn't work if people aren't properly trained. Gun advocates fought back, saying that gun owners train themselves by accidentally shooting someone, then realizing their mistake. A team of researchers in China has discovered evidence of a large-scale ancient Chinese water engineering project located in the Yangtze Delta. The project, which consisted of a series of dams and levees to control monsoon flooding, represents possibly one of the world's oldest and largest hydraulic engineering achievements, and is thought to be more than 5,000 years old, even older than comparable water projects in ancient Mesopotamia. This confirms the stereotype we all were already thinking. Wow, Chinese people are freaking smart. A local water engineer in Tucson was asked to comment on the findings and was impressed to learn that it was even possible to control monsoon flooding. A package thief in Everett, Washington was foiled by a nanny earlier this week. Before the thief was able to escape into the getaway vehicle with the stolen package, the nanny tackled her and held the thief in custody until the police arrived to arrest her. Arizona Cardinals defense coordinator James Betcher said he is considering bringing the nanny in as a linebacker, stating that we haven't seen a tackle like that all season. In a new memoir by former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, it has been revealed that President Trump's favorite meal at McDonald's consists of 2 Big Macs, 2 Filet-O-Fish, and chocolate malted milkshake. The meal is estimated to be over 2,400 calories and is also known as the Elvis Value Combo number 2. Ronald for the Donald and I'm white trash surf and turf. After reading all that, I just wanted to take a moment to talk with you about the program that you're watching right now. Here at 5 on 20, we are undertaking a new kind of citizen journalism. We're giving you the news as we see it, and we want more people to speak up with us. We need writers, hosts, anchors, camera people, sound people, the whole gamut. The times require a new way of informing ourselves, so join us. Do it and do it now. Email us at info@creativetucson.org to get involved. And if you think there's a story we're missing, a person we should interview, an upcoming event we should cover, or have any news tips for us, shoot an email to info@creativetucson.org. We are here for you, and we want to cover all stories from all points of view. So don't be strangers. This was 5 on 20 News with Jamain M. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to all of our social media accounts for all the latest creative Tucson news and content. Feel free to bother us anytime at info@creativetucson.org. info@creativetucson.org. Thank you for watching and stay creative, Tucson.
Where are all these girls I'm talking to? Tell me so I can find them. Searching, and you act like you want